Hey everyone, it's Carrie TV, and today we are doing lesson number 4 of 15 lessons in 15 years in real estate. Check it out. Okay, so last week we did lesson number 3, which was about closing costs, what they are, who pays for what, buyer, seller. So make sure you check that out, it's very informative. Today we're talking about lesson number 4, things that I've learned while being in this business for 15 crazy years in Los Angeles. And if you're just tuning in, make sure you subscribe to Carrie TV so you get the latest and greatest every single week. We talk about the ins, outs, ups, downs, fun, not so fun things about real estate and all things my world, so to speak. So, as is. Now, my lesson today, what I've learned is not really as is. There's a few reasons why, I'll get into them. As is a common misconception. So, if we get into escrow, or we're encounters and the seller goes, I want to sell this property to you as is. The misconception is a buyer thinks, okay, I have to buy it no matter what because it's as is. And then also, the seller is not going to fix or repair or offer any credits as is. This does not mean that you cannot do your inspection process. So the as is process means the buyer gets into escrow, they do their inspections. Now the buyer can opt to cancel escrow, or the seller can opt to actually fix things, but no monies are lost, no deposit is lost. It's just a first look. Now, the reason why the as-is gets renegotiated, 3 good reasons. 1, some things are found during the home inspection process that you just don't know about. You don't really know what is under the house unless there's been disclosures of previous inspections. So often you find issues with the sewer, foundation, the heating and air system. So when there's surprise finds like that you can't see when you first visit the house or when you go back a couple times, often that can be a good case to reopen the negotiations. Makes sense, right? You wrote your offer or you negotiated your counter based on what you could see. Now, to a degree, it still falls under as is, but a lot of times sellers have pride of ownership and they want to help the buyer out. So often we come to a new agreement during this process. And actually, there are over 20 times during a transaction that you are renegotiating. So it is a constant in and out, up and down. You have time frames, extensions, per diems, credits. So this is just one example of how those renegotiations happen. Now the second reason could be insurance reasons. So often things are found at the house or maybe to do an older roof or fire zone, and the insurance can't insure the property, so they have to make some adjustments. Another one is lender required repairs. Some lenders have some funky things that they want done. They definitely would like to see the termite report most of the time. So if there's a little painting to be done, sometimes they want a garage door fixed. So that is the third case where the as-is can be renegotiated. So as you can see, when you get into a transaction, don't be scared by the term as is. Know that probably you're not going to get any credits or any repairs, so don't try to renegotiate based on that. But if things come up and there's some hurdles that go into these repairs needed, you can probably renegotiate. That's just what I find. It's nothing to be scared of, and it's nothing to want to walk away from before you actually do your investigations. So a lot of times a buyer will get into escrow and then think they can squeeze the seller for more money after the fact, and that's why sellers usually say it's as is. So with that being said, some things we do to try to get ahead of this renegotiation of as is have the seller fill out all the seller disclosures and do a pre-home inspection. So try to get everything and anything in detail in writing to the buyer, and also ask for it when we're on the buy side. So this prevents a renegotiation once you get into escrow. And also, we as agents are here to walk our buyers and sellers through the process. We try to manage expectations, try to set up both sides for a win-win situation and make sure everybody's happy, because that's the point, right? So lesson number 5 will be our next lesson, and that one is going to be about the nitty-gritty of real estate, the reality of working in this world, and all the fun things that you learn along the way. So that'll be a fun episode, and I'm still thinking of the best way to put this all together, so stay tuned. That'll be a good one next week. Bye guys, and subscribe.